you like to come for a ride with me sometime?
I know who you are.
Oh, yeah? Who's that?
One of them Bondurant boys. My daddy says you boys are the worst thing ever to hit Franklin.
You tell your daddy I said hi. These were the new Americans.
Seems you've been involved in certain illegal activity.
This is really about the bond of these brothers.
I'm the one who's going to make your life real difficult from now on if you don't toe the line, country boy.
We don't lay down for nobody.
You any idea what a Thompson submachine gun does to a mortal?
It's dynamic, it's shocking, and the love story is really moving.
It's the flower amidst this kind of chaos.
Look at me. It is not the violence that sets a man apart. It is the distance that he is prepared to go.
Everything's bubbling underneath, and at any moment, the whole thing's about to blow.
This is their story. This is what happened.
You know, this is a true story, a Prohibition-era gangster story.
For me, it began with discovering some newspaper articles that described an incident in December of 1930 at a bridge over a creek called Magotty Creek in Franklin County, where some officers actually shot my grandfather and his brother, Forrest, when they were trying to transport some liquor across the county.
Step Bondurant, boy!
Since colonial period, there's a long-standing tradition of gentlemen farmers and poor farmers making their own liquor, and Franklin County was sort of an ideal location for moonshine.
Wherever you could hide, that's where you would find a lot of liquor. And in West Virginia, you could hide quite easily. You know, at the time, all they had was their skill. And their skills, at least for this family, was making liquor.
Franklin County, if you wanted to make any kind of extra money, there were a few possibilities.
The more you talk to the people that were involved in bootlegging, they were all good people. They were just trying to get by. With a couple bags of sugar, you could make a product that you could sell.
The problem came with Prohibition, and the fact that liquor was suddenly made illegal wasn't going to stop them. If anything, they just found an opportunity to actually make a lot of money out of it.
When Prohibition comes into effect, it had a kind of unusual impact because suddenly there was more demand for the liquor they were producing. Prices went up, so money became better, and more people started making it. And it was sort of high times for Franklin County.
This area became the new gold rush, and a lot of people moved into West Virginia on top of the Bondurants.
People weren't allowed to make alcohol or drink publicly, etc. So this whole idea of an underground society, I think, really kind of took off. And clearly, you know, the black market and the underground still exists to this day.
Prohibition created the biggest crime wave in history at that time. There was such an appetite there that the street thugs in the big cities moved up a notch, like Capone, and literally overnight they became powerful mobsters in terms of the control of who was going to distribute and sell the liquor.
This family, the Bondurants, were spearheading this rebellion in the 30s, and the coolest thing you could be is to be a bootleg driver. The bootlegger was a superhero of the time.
A lot of it was going on in a very offhand, friendly sort of way.
There's the White Lightning, Sheriff.
You know, the sheriff's deputy was somebody that you gave him an extra case of liquor. You know, it didn't seem so much like bribes, but as a way of just kind of, you know, greasing the tracks, as they say.
Can I help you, son?
But when the Commonwealth's attorney organized the thing and had the money all funneling up to him is when things changed, and it became a system, a government operation basically extorting money from all these individual people, and that's when the brothers said, we're not going to go along with it, we're not going to do it.
All right, Forrest. Now, we got a chance to make a good stack of money here while the getting is good. But for things to run smooth, you got to grease the tracks.
I'm a Bondurant. And we don't lay down for nobody. We'll continue to operate free and clear, as always. Me, I'll never pay no money to no Mason Wardell or the next damn bloodsucker come after him. You know, I never have, I never will.
It's a classic sort of American story of the little guy refusing to give in, you know, refusing to go along with, which is sort of the story of Appalachia.
The three brothers are really representative of the small town that they live in that they stick by each other, they have a great sense of respect for each other, and they protect each other.
Really, at the heart of this movie, it's about a family trying to overcome these many problems that they're dealing with all at once. It's about a family falling apart.
It's a survivor's tale about these three brothers who had so much against them. I think their strength came from their relationships with each other.
As long as you are my brother, you will never let this happen again. Do you understand? I don't think you do. Jack, it is not the violence that sets a man apart. All right, it is the distance that he is prepared to go.
These brothers became almost like legends in Franklin County. They were like immortal because they kept surviving so many brutal encounters.
Forrest particularly seems unstoppable. There's sort of a mythology about him, I suppose. I mean, he got shot a number of times, he got into numerous fights. You know, situations where normal people would either bow out or die.
To me, one of the most interesting aspects of their story was that the brothers started believing their own immortality.
There's a feeling around these parts that Forrest Bondurant is different than other folks.
Different?
Indestructible.
Do you mean immortal? Shit, you hicks are a sideshow unto yourselves.
Jack Bondurant is my father, and I'm Jack Bondurant Jr. He was kind of a rascal type. He never really held a full-time job for a long period of time, and of course he did do a lot of moonshining.
Partner, I don't know if that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen, or you're some kind of damn genius.
So the youngest brother in the story is Jack, and that is my grandfather. At the time, he's 18 years old. He's a young man. He wasn't a particularly talkative person. He had that kind of stoicism that runs in my family and also in Franklin County.
He's young, he's impressionable, he so much wants to be like the larger-than-life characters, the Cagneys of the world.
I know a fella across the county line take your whole loan for $5 on the gallon.
And yet, actually, Jack's got a broader vision. He's got a business sense that they don't have.
You got no damn vision, Howard. Get out of here.
He's got ambition to go beyond the confines of this little backwood family.
I'm done waiting. Take the scratch.
Grab a box. Call Gummy Walsh. You tell him we're bringing 200 gallons of lease.
So he gets them into blockading, which is moving the liquor across the county line, selling to other people, you know, expanding the operation.
I sold it for $5 on the barrel. That's twice what you get. Right here, that's $2,000, minus my commission.
The whole thing is bubbling underneath and is threatening to erupt at any moment. And then at the same time, there's two really beautiful love stories. It creates this kind of tension.
I'm Maggie Beaufort. What really drew me to the character was the love story between Maggie and Forrest. I like that it was two damaged people that have one shot at happiness in the other person. I thought that was really moving.
You can't hold, I'm too slippery.
How'd you like to come for a ride with me sometime?
You must be jingle bread if you think I'm gonna get in the car with the likes of you.
Shia's love story with Mia is very classic and old school.
You sure got a funny way of courting, Jack Bondurant. That is what you're doing, right? Courting?
It's so beautiful and so lyrically old-fashioned.
Yeah.
And action.
I'm Maggie Beaufort.
One of the things that's really special about this film are the performances. Tom Hardy, Jessica Chastain, Shia, Mia Wasikowska, Gary Oldman. It's a cast that was quite spectacular, just reading their names on the page, let alone seeing how that's transformed on screen. Tom Hardy plays Forrest Bondurant, and it's so brilliant that Tom is playing the role because He is the most exciting actor I've seen in a long time.
Hi, Pearce.
He is just extraordinary and brings a weight and integrity and a power to the screen that is incredibly compelling. And I have to go up against this guy. The first scene that we have together is me feeling like I'm running rings around this guy and not being intimidated by him. And it was very difficult because he is like a mountain.
Pete, who the hell is this son of a bitch?
Me? I'm the one who's going to make your life real difficult from now on if you don't toe the line, country boy.
Don't you ever touch me again.
I take characters as they come that interest me, that have a diversity of different ranges and colours and characteristics that are interesting, and trying to find paradoxes and dichotomies of man, you know. So how can somebody be so violent, yet at the same time be such a little boy? And so intrinsically innocent and naive and have such a heart, but yet do something so incredibly horrible, where their fulcrum is in the middle, so that by the end of the film you know this person and you care about that person.
When I get involved with the film, the most important thing is who am I working with? And knowing that my scenes were going to be with Tom Hardy was a huge plus.
Well, Jessica Chastain, another extraordinary actor, plays Maggie, who is a girl from Chicago who, for whatever reason, had to get out of town.
I saw you at the Bondurant place.
She sort of brings a beautiful feminine energy to this group of sort of dirty brothers.
You just gonna watch me forever?
This completely catches Forrest off guard. She undoes him.
What you doing?
You ain't never gonna believe what I just seen. Floyd Banner shoot the tires out of damn ATU car right smack in the middle of town with a damn Tommy gun.
Floyd Banner?
Floyd Banner. Oh, man. Look here, in the middle of all that, I was thinking about you. Got you one of these shell cases, Krieger.
Oh, thanks, Jay.
Shia LaBeouf plays Jack Bondurant, the younger of the three, and clearly the young buck with all the stars in his eyes and the excitement about leading a life that isn't hindered by parental pressure or authoritative structure.
Who is that? She's one of them crazies from that church that burned chimney. Her daddy over there, he's gonna be the preacher.
This film is really a coming-of-age tale. Jack looks up to these two really tough brothers, and he wants to be like them, but he can't.
You out there, Jack?
Forrest ain't got no aspirations. He still sleeps on a mattress on the floor at the child.
Who's somebody who's afraid of violence and afraid of standing up for himself. It's a story of becoming a man.
Jack is sort of, he's like the lion from The Wizard of Oz, but in reverse. He has a whole lot of heart, and that's the hindrance. You first meet him, he's full of empathy, and that empathy is hindering his criminal career.
You're not gonna shoot me. Oh, yeah? Look at you. Boo-hoo.
Now, hold on, Bertha. Before you start talking about your soul, vanity, all that sort of stuff, just want to make sure you understand something.
I play Bertha. She's a young Mennonite, and she's grown up very sheltered and protected. She's a really independent spirit, and I thought her story was really cool, and I kind of admired the journey that she went on.
Now, you can sit there on that gate, you can shake your head talking about daddy this, daddy that till you're blue in the face, or you can climb down off that gate, you can live a little bit, you can get inside my car, I can take yours. Hold on, Bertha, this is the best part. There's a cousin field just up, yeah.
You still got the price tag on your coat?
I have a crush on Mia. I had a crush on Mia before. I have a crush on Mia now. I had a crush all the way through doing this film. When she landed, it was heavy and hard immediately. I was all over Mia, actually. I thought Mia was scared of me at first. So hats off to her, because I was full-blown insane when she landed. She's a very strong person to be able to get past all that.
Meet Floyd Banner.
Gary Oldman plays Floyd Banner, and we wanted Floyd Banner to be this kind of symbolic kind of city gangster.
Ain't no honor in the business anymore. Shoot him.
Gary, he has that power, and you just feel like he's part of that world, and he is just phenomenal.
It's impressive. I'll give you $4, but keep it to yourself.
Gary Oldman is one of the greatest actors to ever do this. He's the guy I would like to be in real life, and it's that in the story. So, you know, a lot of the things that were happening in real life completely mirrored what we were filming.
I was told I'd find you here. Look. Here you are.
I play Charlie Rakes, who is a city cop brought down from Chicago, who has a real disdain for country folk.
And action!
My brother's gonna kill you.
That's so.
Who wears perfume, he's dressed the way that he is.
Don't touch me!
But at the same time, he's incredibly violent and incredibly corrupt. And I think the local police and the mayor and the various people that have involved them suddenly realised that he's actually more trouble than the bootleggers of the town.
Guy Pearce is a consummate professional and needs to know every single little thing about his character and why he's doing this and why he's doing that.
In the grabbing is what gets this blood here.
Ultimately, the biggest challenge for me is being convincing, is just playing somebody who feels real and honest, even in the extremity of their personality, and particularly if somebody is extreme. I like his haircut. It's a pretty spooky haircut I had going on.
Hey, Mark. You looking for me, son?
John's very creative and encouraging. He's got a great sense of humour, just delightful to be around, I have to say. He loves extremities, he loves crazy, strange things, and so you come up with things that you normally wouldn't. I think that's why I'm drawn to working with him, and I think that's why people enjoy his films.
Oh yeah, much better. Let's have a look at that.
John trusts his actors, and I always feel like I'm part of a collaboration and an ensemble, which to me is very important.
We do it like it's written, is shh, listen. The one thing you can come away from John's films with is that they're all very visceral, tangible. He works with the truth of a documentarian. He's a truth seer, and you know, there's not many guys who really work like that anymore.
I love those great American genre films. I grew up watching them, and what was interesting when I came across this book is I thought, well, hang on, is this a Western or a gangster film? Okay. And I realized, well, this was a hybrid where one ended and the other began.
And cut. Okay, great.
Good.
As we were looking for a writer to adapt the book, John Hillcoat brought up Nick Cave. And one of the things that was exciting to us right away was taking a rock and roll guy, a guy who makes music about liberation, about defying authority, about breaking out, and that was so much the right spirit to write about bootlegging.
You're never gonna believe what I just seen.
This particular story was the right kind of movie for me and John to make. It's something that's extremely exciting to be in the process where we're rehearsing with the actors and see the words come alive with these great actors. I was in the film actually, but I played a dead gangster at the start of the film. There's a gangster that's all shot up in a car, and that's me.
When you start a movie with Nick Cave, you're going to know you're going to have a script that has dialogue that nobody else could ever write, and you're going to have amazing music.
The idea really was to take a bunch of contemporary songs and perform them in a style that was similar to the style of that period. The reason for that really was that we thought that there were themes within the film that were contemporary themes, especially prohibition and the continuing war on drugs.
Nick and Warren Ellis, who is his musical partner, created a great mixture of the kind of iconic voices of country with their musical sensibility.
Come walk with me through the pines in the morning sun.
We used Velvet Underground song called White Light, White Heat.
White light, white light. Well, I'm gonna messing up my mind. White light, don't you know it's gonna make me go blind? White heat. Oh, white light, it tickled me down to my toe. White light, Lord have mercy, white light, goodness knows.
A great one for us was to also get the incredible voice of Emmylou Harris.
You can touch me if you want. I got paws, I just might bite.
Emmylou Harris only has to open her mouth and she breaks your heart, you know.
So we used an eclectic mix of songs that you wouldn't expect, and these great country voices, even Willie Nelson sang something in the end.
Midnight run down a cold dark road. Load of moonshine on a flatbed board.
People tend to focus on the city gangsters, but we wanted to look at the foot soldiers, the people in the hills who were actually making the illegal liquor.
Lawman waiting around every bend.
I actually think it's about family more than anything else.
A family falling apart trying to keep all the loose ends together.
It's them against the rest of the world.
On a midnight run. Well, there might be trouble, 'cause everybody's got a gun.
One of the things that I think makes the movie so singular is its combination of hard men doing violent things and the softness that they have in terms of the love story.
It's the most beautiful love story that I've seen in a long time.
The combination of the ensemble is electric and very exciting. Everybody distinctly put their ego down. Said, okay, you know, how can we join forces to create something which is clearly fabulous?
The outlaw was the rock star. They were the people who were fighting for the people.
It's a fascinating time in American history.
And it's all based on a true story, which makes it even more remarkable.